What's up, everybody? This is Tucker from MACkite. Welcome back to another Foil Fridays. And today I'm going to talk with you about a fun new release here, show you some about this new wing, and then give you some of my thoughts on it after I've been riding it for a while now. And that is the Slingshot Phantasm 899 PTM. What we have here is one of their high aspect wings in the PTM line, and it is very sleek, as you can tell here looking into the foil section. It's very thin, quite a bit of anhedral here. You can tell, what's going on there. And then the wingtips kind of almost mustache back out at the tips. This is a pretty special foil in their line, and I would say is probably going to be one of their best-selling foils for intermediate plus wing foilers. And the reason for that is that this foil has a massive range. So with this aspect ratio and in the foil section they put into this, it has a great low speed lift, but a really impressive top end as well. Very quick, and it's predictable yet very nimble and agile in the turns. So sometimes those are on opposite ends of the scale, right? You're kind of sacrificing ease of use for maneuverability or agility. And in this foil, it's really not. You're really getting the best of all worlds if you're already a competent foiler. Covers a huge range, because it could easily be a one quiver foil, or one foil quiver, excuse me, for a lot of riders. So this one is pretty neat, and I would say as compared to most other foils in this size kind of a range, it has a lot of low speed lift by comparison, with a similar top end speed. This 899, as you can tell here on the handy dandy print, is 8.8 aspect ratio, so it's high aspect but not crazy high. The wingspan is still pretty manageable here at 899. It's not getting huge, still very nimble and easy to ride. Bank hard turns even on an 82 centimeter mast like I've been using it on. Work great on a 92 as well, or shorter if you're in the surf. But definitely not a wing I need to put on a 90 centimeter mast wing foiling, even at high speeds, bigger waves. This is plenty of mast for that wingspan in this particular model. In terms of the total surface area, it's at 925 centimeters squared. So relatively small for what a lot of intermediate wing foilers might be riding. And what I would say is don't be scared of it. It's high aspect, it's got a high lift profile. So, compared to like a 1200 or a 1300 medium aspect, this is gonna have a similar low end if you know what you're doing. Pumping your wing and getting it up. Once you adapt, you're gonna find you have a similar low end range with this foil. And then with the added benefit of that reduced drag, better top speed, better upwind ability. The list goes on really with the benefits of a faster, more efficient foil like this. And as long as you're past that kind of beginner stage, is definitely something, that's gonna be accessible for you. What I would suggest is, go out there, get a couple of sessions in adequate wind before you try to, go maximize your light wind on this. Get used to it, find your foil position, and then, you're really gonna steadily grow that low end after you adapt. If you're somebody that's already out there riding high aspect foils, I would say this foil, again, it has more lift than you'd think it has. It's still relatively fast and will take you there. So it's a really, versatile tool in your quiver. I could say I could even wake foil on this or small wave surf foil. As long as you have, skills pumping and building speed that way and finding the bumps. I mean, it really is pretty darn awesome as a tool for riding a lot of different ways. I've been riding it primarily on the 710 fuse wing foiling, because that's kind of our season right now. And I've been riding it with the jet stab, brand new from Slingshot, as well as their new V stab. It's worked great on both. Personally, I prefer the jet stab on it. Just at those speeds, this foil really can benefit from that reduced drag, that extra bit of agility in and out of turns at higher speeds, especially if you're pushing the top end of the range and really ripping some turns. The V-stab is going to hold you back a little bit more. it's a bit more, you know, locked in, loaded, whereas the jet's going to be a bit more nimble at those higher speeds. But if you find yourself kind of in the lower half of its range, the V-stab is going to allow you a little bit more stability in the pitch, a little bit better pumping at those slower speeds. So both are a great option. Of course, you can ride it with a 400 stab as well for a bit more stability and ease of use. So that is kind of what it looks like. And I'll mention it does, you know, again, have quite a lot of anhedral. So you gain a little bit of tip clearance from that, as well as a little bit of traction once you come up to speed. So really there's no need, you know, for winglets in your stabilizer, or, you know, a lot of curve in your stabilizer or anything like that. You gain that traction and stability as you accelerate faster and faster, more and more stability from that anhedral curve in that forward traction. So just makes it a very easy to ride, fun foil. Certainly, you know, something that you could progress into very easily. It's not, you know, pro level only. You know, yeah, you can ride it, but it's a bucking Bronco. It's crazy, it's hectic, very fun, laid back, fun foil to ride, but also, you know, very predictable and intuitive in and out of the turns. Even in hard turns, you know, it's where you think it should be. It's not going to be whoa, 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 surprising you all the time. Even in some cross currents and chop, and does quite well in and out of whitewater as well. So it's really fun wing. I think, you know, after my experience with it, I'm ready to say this is my favorite wing in the Phantasm lineup. So really like the 926 as a point of comparison here. Really like all the other PTMs, especially the 825, 930. And this one for me, you know, is a solid replacement for the 930 in my quiver. Has a lot of the same characteristics speed-wise, only a reduced wingspan really makes it more of a pleasure to ride in hard turns, in smaller waves, just ripping in and out and not worrying so much about the wingtips. And the extra anhedral helps with that as well. It's also a little bit faster, I would say. So it's a solid improvement of that. And you know, the 825 really for me, I don't need all the speed that the 825 can give all the time. So it's rare that I need 825. A lot of times I'll ride an 825 rather than a 930 in some conditions, just to gain the narrower wingspan and that extra rolling maneuverability. But I think in a lot of ways this almost replaces my 825 and my 930 in my quiver for Phantasm wings. So pretty special. I could definitely ride it as a one foil quiver for a lot of different sports, for most conditions, with the appropriate boards, of course. So yeah, really stoked on Slingshot. Good job, guys. This is gonna be a super hot wing this year. So if you have any questions about it, pick up the phone, give us a call, jump online, place an order, get one in your hands. And if you have any questions, whether that be, you know, about sizing, stabilizers, getting a complete kit, we can build that out for you. Just jump online, send us a message, do a live chat, pick up the phone, call us, whatever works for you. And we'll be here to help you out. This has been the Slingshot PTM 899, fresh new release in their Phantasm carbon lineup. It's been Tucker with MACkiteboarding.com, and we'll see you next time.